Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Journey of a Mystery. Today's episode is going to be about having faith and being open to change. I know I haven't posted in a while. I've been busy with school and keeping up with my mental health and personal growth and whatever. But now I'm back, and hopefully I will be posting more and more episodes throughout this semester. Alright, and without further ado, let's get into it. So change happens at every stage of our lives. We grow from liking one thing to the other. We grow from being attracted from one thing to the other. We grow in taste, in smell, in energy, in mindset. And while change can be scary because we don't really know where we're going exactly, it can be a really liberating experience. And that's what I want to talk about today. When you have a lot of trust in yourself and a lot of faith in yourself and in God, the universe, or whatever that you believe in, you can will yourself to go through the unknown. Because what people fear in the unknown is that it might be not what they expected or not what they want it to be. So having faith gives you this mindset of love and trust. It gives you the ability to expect the best of anything. It gives you permission to see that everything happens for a reason. And it shows you a new perspective of reality, which makes pain and pleasure go hand in hand. Now, I've heard this phrase before in my life, but I never really interpreted the way that I interpret it now. The way that I think about it now, it's when you allow yourself to be happy and allow yourself to trust in the process and in the divinity of the universe. And that's when you will see the good side of what they call the bad side, right? And this is why it's like you're having a positive mindset and trusting in the process, trusting in yourself in the midst of the hard circumstances. So one way I like to keep myself holding on when I'm going through hard times is by remembering the laws of the universe. Specifically, I like to remember the one about the polarity. So whenever I'm going through challenging times, I remember that life is basically like a wave, right? I'm gonna try to put something here. So whenever there is a dip in the lower axis, there's always going to be a jump in the upper axis and the higher axis. This is why the world is balanced. So even if I feel stuck in the lower axis dip, I remind myself that the good is coming, right? The jump to the higher axis is coming because it's part of my belief system, and that's why I have faith in that. When you have faith in that, you'll be able to trust in the process. This is why having faith is such a powerful tool in your survival as a human being in this dimension. It's so powerful. And one thing you have to keep in mind, though, is that moving through the axis will be a form of change. So if you're someone who has been stuck in the lower axis for a while, moving into the higher axis is going to be challenging for you because it's you taking a step towards something that you don't recognize anymore. And that requires having faith because you need to get out of your comfort zone. And while you hate being in the lower axis of your life, it has become your home. It has become your familiar life. It has become all that you know. So when you want to go to the higher axis and you want to accept change, you need to remind yourself of the bigger picture and have faith. Take a leap and jump. Take a leap and jump. This is what blew my mind when I thought about it. This idea of alignment. I thought of alignment as this abstract idea of being spiritual and having faith, and it is, but it's not just that. It's about having your mind, body, and spirit, all three, in alignment. This is how you manifest all your desires and everything that you want in life, and you bring it to life. This is how you bring it into your reality. This is what heaven is all about. It's about having faith in yourself and having faith in being able to attract all that you want, to bring to life all that you want. and then you set your mind on it. It's about making sure that your conscious and subconscious thoughts both are in alignment of what you want. You want nurturing thoughts. You want thoughts. This is why it's important to work on your shadow side. So your mind, your conscious and subconscious thoughts are in alignment with who you are and who you want to be and what you want in life. And it's also about having your actions reflect that what you want in life. And your actions are representations of working towards what you want. And this alignment of having your spirit, mind, and body in alignment of everything that you want to have, this is how you will attract everything that you want to have in life, because you're working towards it. You believe in yourself, and every part of you believes that it will happen. Every part of you is working towards that goal. So it will happen for you. This is basically the biggest life hack I could give to anyone. So keep that in mind. And this is why it's important to work on yourself, to keep those thoughts nurtured, to keep your soul to keep your connection with your soul, and to keep your actions in alignment with what you want to achieve. Sometimes in life we tend to forget the simplicity of things. We tend to overcomplicate things and overthink things because we're scared of the unknown. We fear what we do not know, and that overwhelms us, and that makes us come up and think of all these different scenarios in a failed attempt at trying to prepare ourselves for a trauma that might not even happen. So you might think, well, how do I know if I'm stuck in the lower axis? I've got two ways for you. The first one is when something bad happens and the first thought that comes to your mind is, oh, not this again, or of course this happened to me, or something along the lines of, this is a pattern, that something consistent is happening again and again and again and again. This again is how you know you're stuck. So I want you to ask yourself, well, what am I supposed to learn from this? Clearly there's a lesson that I'm supposed to learn, but I'm just not learning it, and this is why I'm going through the same lesson over and over again. The second way you can find out if you're stuck in the lower axis is by sitting down and reflecting. I always talk about reflecting and going over your actions and your thoughts and your life. So reflect, ask yourself, what are the bad things that happened to me? Is there something similar between these things that have happened to me? Whether you find out it's basically the same shit, different people or different form, or it's your reaction to those bad things that's always very aggressive, very, very harsh, and overreaction. So you want to observe everything about the situations that happen to you, and you will see a pattern of behavior, a pattern of a lesson that you need to understand. And this will help you realize where you need to implement different actions and where you need to implement change. For example, I challenge you, next time something bad happens to you, to take a deep breath and then try to approach the situation calmly. I'm not saying that you're not allowed to feel your feelings. Of course, you're allowed to have your emotions and your feelings, and you have to deal with that. But at the same time, try to find acceptance that this is part of life, and have faith that you are working on yourself, and have faith that you're working towards getting into that higher axis, where if you've been stuck in the lower axis for a while. And this is why I always repeat that being mindful and living in the moment are really important lifestyles and practices, because they allow us to take a deep breath and just be present, literally in the present moment, being in the truth, taking a moment to reflect on our thoughts and actions to make sure that they are in alignment with whatever we want to achieve in life. to make sure we understand and know all that we believe in and affects our lives, and why we let those things affect our lives. Why have we chosen to have those specific ideals and beliefs and have power over us? Why have we chosen to give those ideals and beliefs have power over us? Why did we choose to invest our energies in those things? Because at the end of the day, we are energetic beings. So anything that we think about, anything that we do, anyone or anything that we interact with in any way, shape, or form, we are investing our energy in and resources towards. So instead of focusing on being careful how you spend your money in resources in the material and physical world, I want you to take that same caution when you're with your own energy. Ask yourself, why do I choose to invest my energy in those things? It's just as precious as anything else in the material world. And quite frankly, we are here in this life not only to enjoy the experience of being a human being, but also to learn and grow and push ourselves. So how are you pushing yourself? How are you growing? What are you learning? Why are you learning that? Ask yourself these questions, get to know yourself and your desires, and act on those impulses and desires. Life is not easy, and it's not meant to be. I've said this before. This is not easy. But life is meant to teach us. Accepting the truth that life is supposed to teach us makes it possible to learn the lessons of life and at the same time enjoy the experience and have fun. But at the end of the day, understand that it can be a lot to push yourself sometimes to align your mind, body, and soul. But have faith in yourself. Be open to new things and allow change to happen. And don't expect it to happen overnight. Change happens slowly and gradually. You start with something really small, and one day a feeling will creep up on you, and you will realize and say, oh wow, I have changed. I am grown. I'm proud of myself. But to get to that point, you must take that first step, that leap of faith, and believe. Believe in yourself. Believe in your ability to grow and change and admire yourself, because you're worthy. You're worthy of everything that you desire. Alright, and that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I know that's a lot to take in, but it's very important for you to think about the things that I've said today, and hopefully you will be able to slowly start on changing behaviors and reflecting on your life to get to the point that you want to be in. Think about those life hacks that I gave you, and with that, I leave you until next time, my lovely humans. With love, Journey of a Mystery. Love you.